Each year, a very special antique car show is held at the famous Hotel Villa d'Este on the shores of Lake Como. People come to the Concorso d'Eleganza to see and be seen. It's a meeting place for the rich, the super rich, and the beautiful. But it's the classic and vintage cars that really steal the show. Some 52 vehicles representing 9 decades of automotive history are on display. The old cars are divided into 9 classes with colorful titles like The Art of Streamlining, Graceful Open-Air Style, and Heroes of Le Mans. Many cars are flown in from overseas, like this Chrysler Town & Country, which has a very interesting history.
This car was originally owned by Warner Brothers Studio in California. I'm the third owner of the car after that. And they used it in Our Gang comedy and also in the Charlie Chan movies of that period in the 1940s. They were very popular at that period. And so in that movie, the number 2 son was driving this car.
This Tatra 87, built in 1939, has a different story to tell, one that's far less glamorous. Its owner says around 6 years ago, he was at the Retromobile car show in Paris when someone told him about an old wreck for sale near the French-Belgian border. So he drove there. It really was an old wreck, but he bought it anyway. He brought it to chosen.It, home of the old Tatra factory. Karol Pavlu worked together with a car restoration workshop there to restore the car. And here's the result.
Und mit Zusammenarbeit, wir haben, das ist der Resultat.
At the Concorso d'Eleganza, there's polished chrome everywhere you look, even under the hood. The interiors of some vehicles look as if they've never been sat in. It's a sign that such cars are strictly for show.
I think I have 17 miles on it since 1981. I mean, I drive it. It gets here from the garage here.
Of course, some of the cars here aren't even allowed on the roads, while others get regular workouts. Like this 1922 Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost, the oldest car on the grounds. Its owner says his car will never be loaded onto a trailer unless it breaks down, and that's never happened once in 15 years. He's driven it in rallies in Tunisia and Morocco, as well as around Spain, the south of France, England, of course, Scotland and Ireland, places that make for pleasant drives. Clearly, Rolls-Royces like this were built to last. But at the Concorso d'Eleganza, beauty is more than skin deep. The cars are thoroughly examined by a jury of experts, and the best ones honored. It's not an easy task, as all the cars here are truly extraordinary. The criteria are very strict. Most importantly, cars must be in original condition or restored to their original state. But how do people get to show off their cars here? Manfred Grunert from BMW says people can fill out a form and apply. It's important to have a FIFA ID card from the Fédération Internationale des Véhicules Anciens. They classify vehicles, and those with the right classification qualify to participate. Then he says the application is evaluated by the selecting committee. Grunert notes that someone might have a fantastic vehicle, but if it doesn't fit into the classes chosen this year, and they must tell people to try again next year. After the selection process is over, the 52 chosen entrants are notified, and they can come here. A vehicle's monetary worth isn't really a deciding factor. As well as vintage models, the Concorso d'Eleganza is also a showcase for concept cars. Manfred Grunert explains that in the late 1920s and early 1930s, the Concorso was an event for car bodybuilders to show off their latest models to wealthy clients. This is no longer the case today, but Grunert says they display concept cars that serve a similar function, to win over the clients of tomorrow. Established design studios like Giugiaro show off their concepts alongside vehicles from car makers like Lexus. But newcomers like Rimac Automobile are here too. The Croatian firm is showing off its fully electric super sports car called Concept 1, which can go 300 kilometers an hour and has a 600-kilometer range. Mate Rimac says electric cars are usually the result of attempts to reduce running costs. But his firm makes electric cars for another reason, to revolutionize the sports car. His goal is to build the best sports car there's ever been. This car has 4 electric motors that power one wheel each. He says this ensures even distribution of power. So a car like this opens up new possibilities when taking corners. And he adds that drivers can set the car to drive neutrally, to oversteer or understeer, however they want. The Concorso d'Eleganza is a show that gives us a glimpse of the future of personal mobility, as well as the past.